Welcome back to Las Vegas. It's Alex Belfield here, and well, sometimes this job is the funniest job in the world because you run late and then I'm holding up the whole show of love here at the Mirage in Las Vegas. I'm so sorry to do that. Tina, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Thank you very much for talking to me. It is literally 28 minutes after 9. You go up at 9:30 and I'm stopping the whole thing. I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay. That's okay. They'll hold the show for me.
But it's kind of an ego boost for me that they're prepared to do that.
They won't hold the show. I'll have to run.
How are you doing? You're gorgeous. You're talented. You're in love. This is the Beatles show by Cirque Du Soleil here. What a thrill it is.
It's a great thrill. I'm really honored and blessed to be part of this show.
Now, I was going to say, how did you get this role? But you're beautiful, you're good looking, you're talented, you can sing, you've got everything, haven't you?
I had to audition, just like everyone else, and I actually auditioned here in Las Vegas, and it was a whole process. It was 2 days worth of dancing, learning choreography, improvising. They told you to act like different creatures, and you just had to do what they asked, and it was 2 vigorous days, but thankfully I got the job.
What I love about Cirque Du Soleil is they say, can you do this? And you do it, and then they say, right, can you do it twice as energetic? They say, can you do it twice as big again? They're just so demanding of you, aren't they?
They are demanding, but it's something we're willing to do and we're excited to do, and it's a great opportunity to learn new skills. It is the circus. It's only here can you go into the training room and people are dancing, spinning on their head, juggling, riding a unicycle, hanging from the ceiling. It's great.
How are you looking so well and fit and not tired? Because there's 2 shows a night. It's like 400 performances a week, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah. I hope 476 a year, 2 a night, just like you said. So that's how I'm fit, 2 a night. You're fit whether you want to be or not. Just to get through it, you have to be in, you get in shape.
You really don't need to go to the gym at all, do you?
I don't, but you'd be surprised. We do a lot of extra things on the side because like anything else, your body gets used to it. So I do Pilates, yoga, I'll do some gymnastics. Some people go to the gym. I don't personally go to the gym, but we have a training room where we can work out, use weights.
Tell me the story of love then. This is basically a story to the music of the Beatles, and it's going to work because those songs are great.
Oh, they're fantastic. Oh yeah, everyone from all generations love the Beatles, from young to old. It's great, and basically it was just the era of when Elvis was kind of on its way out and the Beatles are on their way in, the 50s, what was going on in the world all the way through the 60s. It's a really great, it's kind of a blend in my mind of musical theater, circus, dance, and of course, excellent, amazing music.
I don't know how Cirque du Soleil do it, but every time they create something bigger and almost better and different. That's the thing, isn't it? No 2 shows are the same.
No, you're right. No 2 shows are the same, and they're constantly trying to expand and outdo themselves.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a track and let you go because the show's about to go up. Thank you for talking to me. Tina Marie Cannon is one of the big stars here at Love at Cirque du Soleil. Let's take a piece of music and we'll come back and talk to Mark Jenkins, who's the guy who makes the show happens with the props. Tina, have a great show.
Thank you very much.
All you need is Love from Love, which is on here at the Mirage, Cirque du Soleil's big show, and it's on here in Las Vegas in Nevada, USA. It's always nice to find out more about the backstage stuff that goes on at these productions because there are so many people who work backstage to make this thing happen every night, and it's always nice to talk to somebody who's got an interesting job. Head of props is Mark Jenkins here at Love. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you.
Now, what does your job mean then?
Basically, I'm in charge of everything in the show that is technically a prop, which is I have full-size Beatle cars down to flowers, down to 20-foot puppets, so anything that moves.
And smoke that comes out of umbrellas. There's a ton of things happening in this show.
Yes, they really pushed the limit on this one. I've got 560 props in the show, which far outdoes any other Cirque show that we have right now.
So how do you do it then? Is that preparation? Because you've got 2 shows a night, so everything has to be redone the minute it's used. How do you make sure that everything is there when they need it?
I have a team of 10 technicians, and basically their job all night long is moving props around, making sure they're in the right position. I have a day crew that fix the props from the night before, get them in tip-top condition, because every performance we want to make sure is like opening night for the audience.
Technically, how difficult is that for you? Because that means there's a lot of things to go wrong, isn't there?
Every day something goes wrong, believe it or not. The audience will never know it, but we do a live show, and what keeps it interesting is it's a challenge, and when things do go wrong, everybody's backstage running around making sure nobody in the audience knows something's wrong. But it happens all the time.
And it's a huge team. There's a million people work on this show, isn't there?
Yeah, there's about 70 artists, 120 technicians, then we got staff upstairs, office staff, so over 200 altogether.
Even on Broadway or in the West End, they couldn't afford to put this on anywhere else. You've got to have so many people coming through the doors to fill those seats twice a night to make this pay.
Yeah, unfortunately we do. It's a 2,000 seat audience, so that's 4,000 people a night seeing the show. So we need them though.
I'm sure I'm not the first person to say this, but the thing about Cirque du Soleil is come and see it 15 times and you'll see 15 different shows, because there's so many things to distract you. It's almost unfair that you pay to see it once and then you miss so much. You kind of want to see it a few times on the same ticket.
Yeah, I've seen it 2,000 times and I'm still seeing new things. So I do try and watch the show every other day just to make sure everything's working right. But every day I see something new, and that's what makes Cirque du Soleil.
And tell me about the nights when you get the nod that somebody big is in, somebody famous. I mean, megastars come here to Vegas. Does that give it a special edge?
It does, and tonight we just saw Guns N' Roses in the hallway. Actually, you walked past them, and
didn't even care or notice.
But yeah, it happens a lot, and we get excited, but it doesn't make any difference. The show is the show. Everyone deserves the same show.
I don't know if you're a bit like me, but in this Vegas you become very blasé because you see so many stars. They're all here, they're working in the shows. Just walking around every day you see people. It's kind of, oh, Guns N' Roses 1 minute, Donny Osmond the next.
Yeah, I used to email it to my friends back in England, and after the years have gone by, I stopped emailing them because it does. I mean, you get immune to it, but in the beginning I was very excited. I was just like everybody else, but we see a lot of them.
Tell me about you, though, because how do you go from England to Vegas to being the prop man for one of the biggest shows in the world?
I did it via cruise ships. Cruise ships got me out here originally, then I moved to LA, worked in the movie industry down in LA, and wound up in Las Vegas with Cirque du Soleil. I've been here 6 years now and love every minute.
I'm going to ask you a question now, and I don't mean this to be sarcastic, but do you not have any ego? You work so hard on this show every day, and these people dressed up with the lovely makeup and the nice costumes get all the glory, and actually you're doing the hard work.
I think we share the hard work, but they would argue with you. But no, we hear the applause too. I mean, with it being in the round, it's a very open theatre, and we hear the applause, and that's what makes it worthwhile for us. I get embarrassed being on stage, that's why I'm backstage, so I couldn't deal with it on stage. It's not me. Any
dream of going home? I mean, there's nothing on this scale in the UK. I think we can say that. And that's not just flattering Cirque du Soleil here at the Mirage. There isn't anything on this scale. How do you feel about that? Is there anything you'd like to do, or are you here for good?
I've thought about it. You know, if I went back, I'd probably try and get into TV. I'm from the Northwest, so it'd be Granada TV, I would imagine. But you
better go quick, because there's talk of closing it down.
Oh, really? Oh, well, maybe I'll stay here then.
Yeah, it's not a good time for anything really right now, and that must be nice being in a show that you know is not going to close because it's successful. Even on Broadway and the West End, these are difficult times. There's a bit of security here, isn't there?
That's the one good thing about Cirque du Soleil. I mean, when I first moved to Las Vegas, I was in the show, closes after 6 months. The one thing with Cirque du Soleil, it takes away that edge of, is the show going to be here next week? These are trying times, but we know this show is going to be here, and it's going to be here for the next 10 years or so.
And Mark, is this your home now? Do you enjoy being in Vegas?
Yeah, this is definitely my home. My family's here, my children are here, so I go back to England, I visit. It's nice to visit. My family's there too, but Las Vegas is my home now.
Well, congratulations on being you. You do a terrific job, and this really is a complicated show, probably more than any of the other cirques. I mean, there's the O, which has got the water, which is technically brilliant, but in terms of props and things that go wrong and the subtleties of it, it never stops moving, this show, for the 90 minutes it's on.
No, and it's a pleasure, just the music itself. I mean, coming from the northwest of England and not really being from the Beatles era, but growing up with the Beatles too, I mean, it's always around us, so I had to come to this show just because of that, really. I mean, it just this show is home for me right now.
I love the opening of it, and I love the beat at the beginning, and it gets everybody in the mood, and the lighting is so moving. It is a mega production. It's called Love. It's here at the Mirage. You can hear it starting. Better let you go. We're on the world's best shows from Las Vegas, and this is definitely one of them. It celebrates the music of the Beatles. And Mark Jenkins, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you very much.